gentlemen, welcome to the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Got a pile of puppies here. All three of them. O'Neill, he'll move soon. He gets warm. He's like, I'm out of here. Just too much body heat from you two. And then my flat-nosed dogs, Daisy and Bruce. I've got an update. Not an update. I've got a story about how everything, all the problems are solved in the Netherlands. They have no inflation. They have no crime. Everybody's wealthy and happy and healthy. And I say that because of the latest problem that they're working on now. Everything else is handled, obviously, for them to spend time in dealing with banning the ownership of a dog with a flat face. I am not kidding you. So Daisy and Bruce, it would be illegal to own those dogs in the Netherlands. Not even kidding. This is 100% fact. This is what they're doing right now. I will talk about that on today's Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. But that's down the road. We don't need to worry about that. I'm just letting you know that that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. The show happens each and every weekday from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. If you ever need to reach me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. I appreciate you enjoying the show live. Of course, the audio podcast available for download wherever you download shows. Okay. Holy cow, what a day yesterday. You know, this is what I've discovered in doing the radio show with Simonson on The Huge Show. There's a certain, dare I say, chemistry between us. He has a tendency to, well, you know, you got to get by the fact that he's got this ritual that he does, talking about the social media, where you can find him, the sponsors and things like that. So he's used to that. So don't even get in the way of any of that. And for the love of God, don't you dare tell him how to do anything. And so I don't. I realize that Bill he does things a certain way, and it would be a mistake to say, hey, you should do something like this. Now, you should also understand that he is going to do that to you. Now, I'll give him a lot of credit. A lot of his ideas are very good. He's given me a lot of suggestions about this podcast that I'm like, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea. He's not afraid to say, hey, you know what you should do? He just comes out and tells you. And I actually appreciate that. So the only thing that I do is listen to him, and I'm going to play off of whatever it is he does. It's much different than sitting here every day and being that I'm alone. I have no one to talk to. It's so that's a huge difference. But it's actually, in my opinion, much easier to be in that room with him because, you know, you've got someone else lifting the load, helping you lift the load. And I enjoy playing off of what he says as opposed to, okay, this is what we're going to talk about. So whatever, a little formatic thing, no big deal. So it's like a vacation to actually sit in there with him. A bad vacation, but still a vacation. I'm kidding. And play off of what he says. Getting him sidetracked, derailed, and frustrated is great fun. in a lot of ways, I'm playing the part of you all on the live stream who try to trip me up and annoy me. So now I can see the appeal to what it is you do. So, all right. And then there's the frustration that emerges between us. At one point, he asked me the dumbest questions. I cannot believe how dumb some of the questions this man asks me. And it's like, you're not listening. You're just blurting shit out. For some reason, we had this guy in there, Jeff Striegel, who runs Berlin Raceway. He's the general manager of Berlin Raceway, and he also is the voice of NASCAR. He travels to all the NASCAR races, and he's great, very, very talented, and lives right here in the area. And for some reason, we got on the topic of how we got our starts in the business. And Striegel's story is pretty cool, and he shares it. And then Bill talks about people that we looked up to in the industry who led us into almost like a mentor. And Bill asked a dumb question, and I busted him about it. And he goes, no, I want to know, isn't there anyone that groomed you, or haven't you groomed anyone? And now, I don't know about you, but when I hear the word groom, I think of like Jerry Sandusky and some creeper grooming a child to do horrible things. And I'm like, and I right away, I went, yeah, I don't think you want to use the word groom. I don't want to ever admit to grooming anyone, and you shouldn't either. And he's like, he realizes it, and he kind of gets exasperated and flustered and flabbergasted because he just was talking about grooming kids. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, grooming kids, you sick fuck. What the hell show are you running here, you fucking bastard? And so obviously I didn't swear. But that's fun. Then the dick brings up crying on the radio. He goes, have you ever cried on the radio? And I said, yes. And then his next question is, when? Now, I was confused by that. So I paused and I went, what do you want, like a date? He goes, no, I mean like the circumstances. I'm like, well, that's a stupid question. I mean, what if it makes me cry now? The passing of a loved one. And then I realized we had an opportunity, so I talked about when the bunny Twix died. And he has a tendency, when you bring something up, like when I say Twix died, he's not going to talk to me about like that moment. Something else is going to pop into his brain, like the name of the pet. So now he wants to ask me about the naming of the pet. You see how it is? You think about tangents on this show, because it gets into this fucker's brain and he's tangenting off, and then you have to work your way back. But you never work your way back. And I said, well, the bunny Twix died, and then the dog dug it up in the yard. Now, that was a little white lie. It was an embellishment, to be sure, but I knew it was going to go somewhere. And but I didn't think it was going to go this direction, because he goes, Twix, you name your dog, or you name your bunny after a cereal. And now that's where the hilarity starts, because, and I go, no, you fool. Twix is not a cereal. It's a candy bar. What? Yeah, I don't sit down for breakfast and have a bowl of Twix in milk. So I said, you're thinking of tricks. So now this conversation is getting more stupid. The next stupid question from this moron is, was the rabbit a pet? And there's a pause. And then I said, as opposed to what else? I mean, what? Can you give me other reasons why you'd have a rabbit? There's literally no other, unless I'm like a scientist using it for some type of experiment. I said, well, what do you expect? Is it like a work bunny? Am I using it? Am I going to attach it to a plow and have it plow my fields for me, you dumb idiot. Like, what is wrong with you? What kind of question is it? Was it a pet? Jesus. So that's kind of like how it unfolded. Josh says, no, Huge, I'm working on my own line of makeup. What, to test on the animal? Animal testing? So that's kind of how it goes. Stevie asks a hurtful comment. How is he still on the air? No, come on now. You realize that this is the person who helps me. You see, you take it too far. He is one of my number ones. He is on the radio my number one supporter. So you can't be too harsh with him, and he's also very sensitive. So if he sees that you wrote that, you're gonna hurt his feelings. So I don't know why you would do that. What, I mean, who pissed in your cornflakes here? So we end up wrapping the show up, and we had a great time. I really, really enjoyed myself. And so then he says to me, yeah, today, same thing. We're going to have a great time. We're going to bring in some big name guests. I go, all right, great. And then he says to me, on Wednesday, I'm going to have someone else in here, and you're going to be like in Brett's booth. And I go, okay, great. So what I'm understanding is on Wednesday, there's this guy from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. His name is Mark. I almost said Mark Mule. It's Mark Ewell. And he runs this whole entity that takes care of high school sports in Michigan. And so I guess he brings him in. And I don't know. I guess for 3 hours they talk high school sports. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, man, I don't know. But yeah, whatever you want me to do. So essentially, all I have to do is Wednesday, I go there, I get there before he does. I hit a button on the control board. I log into, there's a button on the computer. You click on, it's called Westwood One, and then that sends the signal to this place, satellite, so that it goes, out into space and then comes back down and transmits to all these radio stations. I do that. This all takes 11 seconds. Then I call a phone number, and some nerd at Westwood One who hates his life picks up, Westwood One, satellite operation. I go, hey, it's Eric from The Huge Show. Want to make sure we're transmitting. Okay, hit the button. And then I hit a button, and then he waits 5 seconds, and then he goes, okay, you're in business. Have a good show. Okay, thank you. I hang up, and then I go and sit in Brett's booth and do absolutely nothing until 6 p.m. No, at some point, I have to go downstairs and bring Mark Ewell, up the elevator, set him in the studio, give him a pair of headphones, walk out of there, and then wait. And then the show ends at 6, and then you go online and you press disconnect. And then that is it. That is all I have to do. And I'm like, I thought to myself, so I said to him, I go, so do you want me to come in Wednesday? He goes, oh, yeah. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Are you telling me that you can't do these dumb things? This is all simple shit. I mean, if you want to pay me to come in and do it, all right, I can do that. But so I'm bringing a couple of fucking adult coloring books. I might make some cold calls, trying to make some money. I don't know. I guess. I'm totally fine. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Holy shit. And then Thursday and Friday, I think he actually has me on the radio with him. I'm like, well, why can't I sit in there with you and Mark Mule and talk high school sports? I mean, can you imagine? There's going to be something ridiculous that happens. I mean, if you're just sitting there talking high school sports with Mark Mule, wouldn't it be great if you could talk high school sports with Mark Mule and then have me in there to actually have fun? I mean, that could be like some degree of levity from your hard-hitting high school sports talk. So, whatever. To each their own. You're the boss. You tell me what to do, and I'll do it. You know, I'm a team player. Everybody knows that. I mean, come on. I also got more good news. This, of course, is the iHeart Radio in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Excuse me. Oh, God. A little burp. That's horrible. I walked upstairs to the boss, and there's two bosses there, Dave and Tim. I'm like, hey, guys, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Hey, we got something for you. Uh-huh. Will you fill in the end of March for a whole week on the Wood Radio Morning Show? Now, this is not with the Puddin' Show, which is on 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., where for like an hour, he talks about crazy right-wing shit. This is from 6 a.m., I think 6 a.m., to 9 a.m. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'll do that. What am I doing? You're doing sports. Bakita. See, Steve Kelly hosts that show. And, you know, this is kind of like news, traffic, sports, maybe a guest or two talking about, I don't know, the Chamber of Commerce or something going on downtown. It's a full, all-service morning show. Bakita and Steve Kelly are leaving at the same time. They're going on like trips or something. These big-time radio guys that got vacation. So Lauren Smith is going to be driving the bus, and they need somebody to do sports. I go, well, hell yeah, I'll do it. So I'm going to write my little sports cast and do it like every so often. It'll be Lauren Smith and Eric Zane. I've never worked with her before. I know I've talked to her before. She seems very nice. I think she's on another radio station too in there. I'm not sure which one. She's known as Schmitty. They call her Schmitty. Lauren Smith. So I said, yeah, I'll do that. So on the last week in March, things are going to be a little different around here. I'll still, of course, do this podcast. But let's see. Yeah. Monday the 27th of March is the first day of that. And it ends on Friday, the 31st of March. So I'll be enough to get up ridiculously early. Don't like that. Do that show. Come home. I imagine we'll start this show probably 10 a.m. So we'll be a couple hours late. No biggie. So I'm stoked. Yeah, that's fun. I love that. Still trying to get, they, of course, offered me that gig to do play the producer part for that radio station. And I already told you that, no, I need to make $30 an hour. And we are stuck in the negotiation, and I don't think it's going to improve at any one point. I got them to bump up to $14 an hour. And I said, well, you're almost halfway there. All you need is another 16, and we will have a deal. I was going to make it $25 an hour, what I was asking. But when I realized I had to also produce the Puddin' Show, I decided it's 30. And I'm not budging. So take it or leave it. You can either get a seasoned pro who will be the best that you've ever had, or you can get whatever you want. Or you can get plan B. I'll be plan A. Plan A is expensive. So if you want plan A, that's the cost. If I'm going to go ahead and turn my life upside down and rearrange everything on this podcast, $30 an hour. And the longer you wait, it's going to go up. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. I'm so glad you are here. I stream it live in several places. Twitch, though, is the one you want to be subscribed to and following. Because Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I only give you part of the show. And the point of that is so you go, oh, this is fun. I enjoy this. Oh, no, he's cutting it off. Why? It's because I want you to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. That is the platform to get my show live as it happens, Monday through Friday, in its entirety with no interruptions. Go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Hit the follow button, and then you're in business. You'll need to make a username for yourself. Then you can interact with some of the other folks that are making comments and trying to bother me and annoy me and throw me off my game. That seems to be, people take great pride in that. Some of the material that they post is very, very funny. I do get some good jokes on there occasionally. Wycon Rob, who I believe is one of the pack that I know Wycon Rob is also a boomer bunkerite, which is fine. And he might, I'm not sure if he's one of the scum suckers that hate me, used to be known as Zaniacs. Or he might just be one that listens to both shows. I'm not sure. I think that's you. Is that you? Don't you listen to both? He writes, do a Twitch live stream from the control room. Oh, absolutely. Based on one of the comments I made, Kenny said, I think you just implied they won't have fun without you. Yeah, that's true. Ryan writes, after 10 years in local broadcasting, to me, nothing worse than high school sports. Yeah, well, that's just your opinion, man. Wycon Rob says, no way, man. I love you. All right, carry on. I must have mistaken you for someone else. Amanda says, oh, my God, Steve and Sabrina on WSNX. Steve Kelly, yes. That's the guy. All right. So that's what's up. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Saying goodbye to the folks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter right now. Facebook and Twitch. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. And, of course, the almighty YouTube, Eric Zane Show. Arena Nick just connected the dots for me. Talking about the show with Bill. He says, I listened to the whole show. I ended up buying 6 tickets to that race. That's funny because I think you sent a message to Striegel because he read a message of someone who was listening and said in the message to him that he bought 6 tickets to the race. This race is cool, and since Berlin is a sponsor of this show, I need to mention this, and I'm going to talk with Andrew Postma from over there at Berlin about this. So this was described to me as this. In August, I think it's August 8th, the SRX series comes to Berlin Raceway. Now, think of this. Everything you know about Berlin Raceway, throw out the window. This is how it was described to me. For this one race, it is like, you know how when monster trucks come into Grand Rapids or whatever city, all the vehicles come and then the drivers show up and then they have an exhibition. That's what this is. Basically a made-for-TV event. Only 6 races in a year. It's essentially competition for NASCAR. So the SRX cars, there's only 12 cars in the field, show up at Berlin. They put very famous drivers into those cars, and you have this all-star race at a local track like Berlin. Only 6 venues in the United States where it's happening, and Berlin got their hands on a race. So and you're getting like almost like a hodgepodge of different drivers, because you've got Kevin Harvick is there. You've got Kyle Busch. You've got, who else? Helio Castroneves, who raced both IndyCar and NASCAR. The rest of the people aren't confirmed, but I keep hearing Tony Stewart. So that's 4 gigantic names out of the 12, and there's going to be even more than that. So this is great. This is going to be very, very exciting. I'm stoked about that. If you follow Berlin Raceway on Facebook, you'll be able to see firsthand when they announce the next set of drivers that will be appearing at that. Drew writes, is Tony Stewart going to run over Eric? Yeah, I think that's in reference to there was an incident that happened years ago. Kind of an ugly one. I'm probably not going to bring that up. You know? Probably not safe to do that. All right. Let's get into the M&M saga. This might be one of the dumbest things. I cannot believe that everybody is falling for this nonsense and glomming onto the talk about a non-story. I barely remember what the problem was before when this manifested a year ago. I might have talked about it. I might have fallen victim to it then. I'm sure I was of the opinion of who cares? Why is everybody making a big deal about it? But you know those, how there's the candies that are the characters, the animated candies? There's one of them right now, the green one. And if this story didn't manifest in the last day, I wouldn't have remembered what the big deal was. But I think they decided to take one of the candies and change the footwear. Like it was a female candy in a pair of like go-go boots. Looked kind of hot, actually. And then they said, no, we want to make it more gender neutral, which is stupid. I mean, that's very, very dumb to get so wound up that your stupid fake, your candy, a character, you have to put it in a pair of sneakers to make it gender neutral. I mean, even people who might be gender neutral, might be transgender, are like, no, who gives a fuck? I don't give a shit. I mean, quit taking what I'm going through, to something very serious, changing my sexual identity and the physical makeup of my body. I don't want to, I don't feel solidarity with you because your stupid fucking candy is doing the same thing, you dumb dick. You have an awful, if I'm changing my gender, okay, let's say I'm doing that. That sounds very difficult to do, by the way. I'm not being aided in coming to grips with the changes. And, I imagine that's a very involves decision with probably some anxiety and shit like that. And consternation. And am I doing the right thing? Am I not? What about my family? What are they going to think? I mean, I doubt that they sit around and go, oh, man, I got all these things. But thank God the M&Ms are in my corner. If it weren't for the fact that the M&Ms are being gender neutral, I wouldn't be able to get through this. You know, that's a ridiculous concept to even try to wrap your mind around. It's stupid. So, in my opinion, they did that to make people talk about M&Ms. That all drives the big machine of publicity. Now, at the end of the day, I am so in love with M&M's peanut candies that I don't give a shit if the candies have, big swinging dicks while they're walking around and a vagina at the same time on them. I don't care what the stupid characters are doing. They could be doing the most heinous types of things possible. And I wouldn't care. I'm still going to eat that candy because they're so good. There's absolutely nothing that can happen that they can offend me or make me, because they're getting blowback from pieces of shit like Tucker Carlson because they're becoming woke. And there's no way in hell that if candies are becoming woke that I'm going to stop eating the candy that I love. It doesn't even factor because I'm not an idiot. Here's the key facts. First of all, yesterday, they announced that the spokes candies, as they're known, described as the brand's anthropomorphic sugary mascots, that they are shelving them. No more. No more. And I think it's because they're saying it's because of the blowback that they've gotten. Well, it's been a year, so it's not really that. They're just going back to the well of publicity and continuing this pro wrestling storyline. They're putting them on indefinite pause after a new rollout featuring the characters became the subject of attacks from conservative pundits like Tucker Carlson and Puddin'. Nearly 1 year after the brand received backlash for its woke M&Ms. Earlier this month, M&M's launched limited edition packaging, which had the words supporting women on them and featured the brand's 3 female spokes candies, brown, green, and the newly introduced purple. Now, again, if it said supporting women, I'm not going to buy those candies because it says supporting women. I'm going to buy them because they're great. In fact, if it said women suck on the package and women are stupid, I am still going to buy those candies. They're too good, and that's just the end of it. Women don't suck, of course. But if they said it, I'm still eating those things. It's the first time M&M's packaging has solely featured its female characters. And the initiative aimed to, quote, celebrate women everywhere who are flipping the status quo. Now, they don't really care about that. The only reason why they put that on there is so that idiots like Tucker Carlson and Puddin' will get all worked up and have a shit fit so that they will draw more attention to them and they'll sell more candy. Follow the money. Money from the sales of the packages was donated to female-focused charities. Now, that is a lie. In my opinion, that never happened. They don't care about that shit. This is where it gets great because a moron like Tucker Carlson dedicated an entire segment on that show to the candies. Now, of course, you will get some of these brainwashed idiots who go, well, fucking shit, man, I ain't eating that. I ain't eating M&Ms because I don't like black people, and I don't like woke people, and I don't like women getting bossy with me. So Tucker Carlson says to not eat any fucking candies or M&M's fucking shit. I ain't gonna do it. Okay? Carlson dedicated a segment to the candies saying, quote, the woke M&Ms are back. The green M&M is now a lesbian, maybe, he said, which is funny. And he said, quote, there is also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. Now, okay, great. I would argue that the shape of the M&Ms, round, you could make the argument that all of those characters are, in fact, obese. Now, I don't think that M&M's said, all right, let's make a fat M&M. I think it was depicted as the purple one is one of the lady M&Ms. The brown one, the green one, and the purple are the ladies. So I don't think Tucker, that's kind of fucked up, frankly. Now, this is where it gets even better. Conservative personality Nick Adams, I don't know who that is, tweeted, every American with half a brain should be outraged by M&M's going woke. Well, I would argue that anyone who believes what you say does, in fact, have half a brain. He writes, as manhood is under attack like no other time in world history. So now if you're in the M&M's PR department, it's like, you got to go. You love this. Because by the time that message hits the ears of these brainwashed scumbags, the next day that they're at the store, they will have forgotten that. But they'll see the M&Ms and they'll be like, I got to get some of those. It's like subliminal messaging is what's happening. It's wonderful. Following up, in a Monday announcement, M&M's said it didn't expect for the changes it had made to its spokes candies to, quote, break the internet. And it didn't. It didn't break the internet. No one really cares. You just said that. And noted, even a candy's shoes can be polarizing, which is the last thing the brand wanted, since we're all about bringing people together. Now, this has been the plan. They have planned to shelf this. This is falling in line with exactly their plan. Because at the same time that they announced that the candies will be shelved indefinitely, they've announced that comedian Maya Rudolph is going to be the new spokesperson. Now, these things don't happen overnight. Making Maya Rudolph a spokesperson had to involve several meetings, contracts, reading of the contracts, signing, rereading, all this shit. It takes time, probably months. Jesus. So it isn't like it took a half a minute for them to decide that Maya Rudolph is going to be the new spokesperson. This is all part of the plan. It's not clear how long the pause will last, or if the pause is part of some tee-up ahead of the Super Bowl for the brand's commercial. You know what they should do? They should have all of the M&Ms, if they really want to go the extra mile, they should have all of these M&Ms have a forced sodomy moment on an animated Tucker Carlson on the day of the Super Bowl. If we can see these 7 M&Ms penetrating Tucker Carlson in all of his holes in a forced measure on Super Bowl Sunday, that would make me happy. Anyway, it's not clear, according to this, how long the pause is going to last, or like I said, some part of a Super Bowl promotion. In 2020, Planters killed off its mascot, Mr. Peanut, weeks before the big game. And then the commercial then ran, and it was reborn as Baby Nut. Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. Sodomized Tucker Carlson animation depiction on the Super Bowl. Crucial quote. Will M&M's still melt in your hands if they identify as trans? You see, that's the joke by Fox TV's Greg Gutfeld. He pondered that last year in a heated segment on his show dedicated to the woke candies. The fact that all these idiots are falling victim to the same scam and buying into this storyline. In a sense, I am too, because I'm actually talking about it. But I am well aware of what M&Ms are doing, and I think it's great. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to sell more M&Ms. This story was sent to me by Tyler K. He saw it, and he said, this is perfect for Eric. Now, I don't know if he expected me to talk about it in the way I am right now, but I love this. M&M's received backlash a year ago when some of its candy mascots received makeovers to be more inclusive. The green M&M, who Gutfeld described as a seductress, had her boots traded out for sneakers, and the height of the brown M&M's heels were lowered, a move that angered some. Really? You were angry because of that? M&M's will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any of them. That's the goal. That's what Carlson said. Now, he has to be kidding. He can't really feel that way, right? The thing is, the people that watch Tucker Carlson are too stupid to know better. So it might as well be, oh, he means it. I'm getting behind Tucker. I like what Tucker has to say. I want to go shoot up an abortion clinic because of it. Carlson said, Carlson's recent allegation that the green M&M is a lesbian comes from a widely mocked 2015 tweet from the brand showing the character with the brown candy captioned, "It's rare Ms. Brown and I get to spend time together without some colorful characters barging in. Signed, Miss Green." Ooh, edgy. By the way, M&M's peanut. Mount Rushmore of candies, in my opinion. M&M's chocolate. I hate those. The peanut is it. Do M&M's chocolate, do those sell better than M&M's peanut? If you like M&M's peanut, I don't even want to know you, frankly. It's a horrible candy. M&M's is on my Mount Rushmore. How many are on Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5? I've seen it twice, and I couldn't tell you. Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Roosevelt. I think that's it. And I couldn't even tell you which Roosevelt. Now I got to know. I think it's Teddy. How can you go there twice and not know? It is Teddy. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. By the way, that's a can't miss thing in my opinion. You have to go there and see that. Take your time walking around it too. M&M's On Mount Rushmore of candy, Snickers is on there. Believe it or not, 100 grand. The 100 grand bar is on my Mount Rushmore. I'm going with like the types of candies that for Halloween you get in fun size. Basically chocolate based. But I think we should include everything. I think I got to put Swedish Fish up there too. Now this might change over time. But right now, currently, M&M, Peanut, Snickers, 100 grand, Swedish Fish. Number one of the four, M&M's Peanut, without a doubt. For now. Maureen says Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, also good. Sir Bob of Oliver, Almond Joy. Tyler says Swedish Fish, you're such an old man. Are you crazy? Kenny, this is a garbage list. M&M's, so that's the chocolate ones. Hershey Kisses, also, it's just chocolate. So basically chocolate is on your list? He says Reese's Cups. They're Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, by the way. And Twix. Okay, Twix I'll give you. In fact, I might change because of the reminder about fucking Twix. Twix may replace Swedish Fish. I don't know. Corey says Reese's Nutrageous is a perfect candy bar. Bob says Bit of Honey. Now, I have some here at the house, but your favorite? Oh, my God. Nick says the Take 5 bar. Underrated. Oh, my God. Heath. Yes. Oh, fuck me. Caramello and Reese's. Don't forget Necco wafers. Those are garbage. Maureen says there must be 2 Mount Rushmores, one for chocolate, one for non-chocolate. Rolo. Yeah, I remember Rolo. Fuck. All right. I could do this all day, by the way. I knew I would be opening up Pandora's box. All right. So that's just, the whole thing is stupid. About the M&M's thing. Just so dumb. And I love how all the morons are falling for it. All the usual right-wing idiots. And I'm not even talking about the hosts. Because the guys like Tucker Carlson, he's not really wound up. He's not really upset. He just knows that if he talks about it, he's going to be preaching to the choir of all those idiots that attack the Capitol. You know? And so they actually probably won't eat the candy anymore because they're that dumb. But that doesn't matter. This is win-win. Tucker Carlson gets material to talk about. The audience is entertained. And M&M's shares go sky high. This is great. I love it. Can't wait to share with you what I talked about. It's coming up on Patreon. How the Netherlands are canceling dogs. What? That will be on ad-free, listener-supported Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. $5 or $10 a month is all it costs for you to subscribe to it. $5 a month is all the audio. $10 a month is the audio, the video, and the live streams. Try it for 1 month. If you like it, I will knock 10% off of the cost if you sign up for a year. There you go. And if you don't like it, well, whatever. Cancel it. It's very easy to cancel. And then you get the remainder of the month. Of course, not that you'd want it. But that's it. And you're only out $5 then if you try it and you don't like it. $5 or $10 a month. Thank you. And the open and live stream of today's show brought to you by my friends at the Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. It's very important if you are thinking about getting a in-ground pool in your backyard to call like today to start the process. You need an in-store consultation at the Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. Schedule your in-store consultation today to get more information as to how this works. Because as it is, most pool places are 2 years out from getting you your pool. Jeremy out the door from Jennison Pool and Spa Depot, he just hired 2 crews to do this. Now, he's been installing pools for 25 years. Fiberglass in-ground and vinyl in-ground pools for that long. Well, he's branching out. He just added 2 crews, and he's installing these pools in the area. All he needs is you to call and get your in-store consultation to find out how it works, how much it's going to cost you, where it can be in your backyard. 616-457-0500. Call today and inquire. 5-star rated Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. They're on Chicago Drive on the south side of the street in between 8th and 12th. Their website, you can find them online. thepoolandspadepot.com. Check it out. Look at that. That's like an in-ground infinity pool. Let your dream pool design begin right now. That looks awesome. He can do this for you. He can do any of this stuff. He is an absolute wizard when it comes to pool and hot tub installation. thepoolandspadepot.com. Visit the showroom, 970 Chicago Drive, Jennison, Michigan. Or as I said, call to schedule your in-store consultation, 616-457-0500. They also sell hot tubs and spas at the location. Visit the showroom. They've got like 20 of them on the showroom floor. And you can have one of those installed too. And, of course, experts at sales and service, the Jennison Pool and Spa Depot, 616-457-0500. This guy here with the overalls on, he's not even a real dude. This is like artificial intelligence. He doesn't work there. Jeremy and Tim are much more handsome than this dickhead. This is like a stock image. These 3 people here, these aren't Hudsonville people or Jennison people. No, they're way too attractive. So anyway, there you go. The Jennison Pool and Spa Depot, 616-457-0500. Thank you to the Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. Learn about how you and the little ones specifically the little ones, can get the immunizations that they need when they're going to school. Measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, pertussis, meningitis, cervical cancer vaccine. Your kid should have all of those. They should be up to date. And you can get all of those vaccinations for little or no cost through the Kent County Health Department. Their website is accesskent.com/health. accesskent.com/health. Excuse me. All right. NFL talk with the football games now coming up this next week. I'm actually very much looking forward to it. I love everything about football, and that's what I love talking about with Bill on the show. My picks are Cincinnati will again beat Kansas City. And there's so many reasons why this is great. First of all, Joe Burrow is just slick. That dude is cool. I love him. He looks like a hillbilly, but he's not. He's a pretty good trash talker and just killing it. This is the fact that the Bengals are on the cusp of the Super Bowl again is great. Last year, they came up short in the Super Bowl to the Rams. This year, I think they can win it all. And that would be awesome because Cincinnati, I don't think they've ever won a Super Bowl. No, they went there with Kenny Anderson back in the like 1980 or 81. And then I think Boomer Esiason took them too. And no, they came up short. So I want Cincy to win. I like these teams that have hard luck fan bases. You know, I tried to feel good about the Bills, but boy, what a shit show. Oh, my God, was that a horrible performance. So Cincinnati's going to beat Kansas City. And then another reason why that's great is because, first of all, if you notice this year, I think in the offseason, before the year started, Patrick Mahomes, he had a family meeting with his fuckface brother and his wife and his mom. And he said, look, you all are making the entire planet hate me. I am a great quarterback. I'm going to go down in history as one of the best that's ever lived. Everybody loves me, but less people love me now than what used to love me. And it's because of you three assholes. Dickhead brother, you dancing on dead guy's number at the Redskins, not the Redskins, well, the Commanders Stadium. That was ridiculous. You in general are just ridiculous. You have no known talents. The only reason why you, Jackson Mahomes, have anyone caring about you is because you're my brother. But you're a total fucking asshole. So shut the fuck up and be quiet all this football season. And then his wife, unbelievable big mouth, can't shut the fuck up. And the mom is like a hockey mom. Pain in the ass, screaming and yelling, total kook. Shut up. I'm going to, what do you call it? Patrick Mahomes is like, I'm going to be doing fucking State Farm commercials. And that's the only thing I want people to see about me is doing my stupid State Farm commercials. Everybody shut up. But he'll come up short this weekend in Kansas City. Take the Bengals and the points. Lock of the week. Lock of the year. Bengals are going to win it outright. Not Bengals. Bengals. Sorry. And then Philly. Oh, those dirtbags. Okay, I feel like I've made it because every time I turn on whatever podcast, the big famous shows are talking about HelloFresh. Well, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I've partnered with HelloFresh. Now, I've experienced this myself, and I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Holy cow. You just pick what you want to eat. The box shows up at your house with everything you need to make an absolutely fantastic meal. How often have I talked with you about how much I love to work in the kitchen and make fantastic meals? But the problem with that is there's a little bit of extra work involved with like the research and then going to the store and then buying all the stuff. And then like life gets in the way and you never make it and everything rots in the fridge and it's all stupid and you hate your life. And then you never do it again. And then you eat like a jackass. Well, how about we forget all of that and you just open up your door, walk outside and grab a box filled with particular portions, exact sizes of what you need to make some of the best food you will ever have. And it's like you're a star because you plate the food and then you pass it off to your family. And they're like, who are you? We had no idea you had the ability to make such great food. That's because they specifically tell you the instructions for each of the fantastic meals that you can make with HelloFresh. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this is great. So all this time you've been going out, you've been eating out, you've been spending a ton of cash. How about you make gourmet recipes and you do it? Maybe you do it as a process with other members of your family. It's so much fun, man. Forget about spending all that money on expensive food. Make fast, fresh, amazing recipes with HelloFresh. My gosh, you got to do this. The box shows up and then off you go. Man, I love HelloFresh. This is what I want you to do. I want you to try it out. Go to HelloFresh.com/Zane21. 21 because that's what I look like. I'm 21. HelloFresh.com/Zane21 and use the code Zane21. And then you get, you guessed it, 21 free meals plus free shipping. What a deal. If you're listening to me right now and you don't try this, you're crazy. We're giving you free food. HelloFresh.com/Zane21. Use the code Zane21 and 21 free meals plus free shipping. It doesn't get more perfect than this. My gosh, I love you. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Okay? I love HelloFresh. You will too. Check it out online, HelloFresh.com/Zane21. Use code Zane21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Go do it. Okay, it's time to cut through the clutter with all of the information about online betting. MyBookie. That's all you need to know. MyBookie. New year, new you. When I say new you, I mean because you're going to MyBookie. Give yourself a fresh start with MyBookie. Whether you bet to earn, which some people do because they're good at it, or just to have some fun, MyBookie gives you the most for your money with their redesigned deposit bonus. Just use promo code ZANE on a deposit of $50 or more to receive a cash bonus instantly to your MyBookie account. Try it out. MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Using this bonus is simple. Bet your deposit amount just once and you're ready to cash out. It's no strings attached with MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Bet on the NFL, UFC, play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly online blackjack tournaments. You name it, MyBookie has you covered. With so many brands to choose from, you need a platform that makes it simple to bet and win. Like MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. Earn fuel points on every purchase and save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. The Kroger Plus card. All you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save more on natural and organic items. Just clip your digital coupons on our app and use them up to 5 times in one transaction with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Yeah. Seriously. San Francisco has no chance. I think the Brock Purdy magic finally comes to a halt. If Brock Purdy and San Francisco upsets Philly, that'll be, I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest upsets ever. There's no chance. So you're going to have a great Super Bowl between the Eagles and the Bengals. The Bengals are going to win it. My beloved son-in-law was watching the football games over the weekend, and I was with him. And he sees something happening. He goes, let's go, let's go. You know, that's what everybody says nowadays. You go, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I go, what are you let's going about? Oh, man, I just got another leg in my parlay. Okay, so now I just recently learned what that means. That's when, like, you pick a sequence of things to happen on any given for any given time frame, and if all of those things happen, your bet becomes exponentially larger. So you can put $5 down and then pick a bunch of crazy shit to happen, and if it happens, you win a lot of money. You go, oh man, I might win $250. So I go, well, what were the details? He had the Bengals covering, and they won, so he won that. He had Joe Mixon of the Bengals scoring a touchdown, and that happened. He had Dak Prescott throwing an interception. And sure enough, I'm sitting right next to him, and Dak Prescott, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, let's go. What happened? Oh, Dak Prescott just threw an interception. So I go, well, what else? That's 3 legs. I got 1 more leg. What is it? Dallas got to cover. They didn't. I don't think. Did Dallas cover? I don't know. Cowboys, 49ers. Let's see. I don't think they did. So I think that fucked him up. Now, and then in the back of my head, I'm like, dear God, it is so simple to become a degenerate gambler. You know, if I had my choice of being a degenerate gambler or a drunk, I think I would take drunk. Can you imagine not being able to stop yourself from betting all of your money, betting your house payment, betting your car payment, betting your retirement, betting your child's education funds? That happens. You know, they always say gamble responsibly, but you don't know that you have a problem until you have a problem. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to be very, very careful. In fact, if you listen to the audio podcast, there's an ad for my bookie that I do. I do an ad for my book and say, hey, let's start gambling. And, you know, I'm like, am I having some type of a crisis because I'm telling you to gamble? No. I mean, the point is you should gamble responsibly. But you can't just say it and hope that the message gets to them. It's not going to get to them. Just know that if you do gamble, you might be opening up Pandora's box. You might want to gamble more. And then you might be fucking out in the cold. I would rather have cirrhosis of the liver, drunk, fucking like that, than I would be a degenerate gambler. Because I think I can still function as a drunk. I can't do shit if all my money's gone. So then I'm like, well, Justin, that's cool that you almost won the money, but my God, that would be the absolute worst if, you know, you then kept at it. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. This dude here, he hit on a crazy parlay and he bet $5 and the parlay hit. And I think his what he suggested or what he wanted to have happen was he had to pick of those games that went down the other day, those 4 games. He had to pick who scored the first touchdown in every one of those games. The article says correctly predicting the first touchdown score of an NFL game is really hard. Doing it for every game played in a single weekend is almost impossible. This one dude did it. Cameron Craig had a $5 free bet. You know how they say, like, go to DraftKings, put your $5 free bet in there. And that's what he did. Or I guess for me, it would be my bookie. Put your $5 free bet in. What they want you to do is they want like 1,000 people to do their $5 free bet. And then they'll all lose. But one will win. And he's going to go on to put his whole mortgage into the company. And then he's going to be homeless in weeks, and then they make money. That's how that works. Give it to you free, find out who's the degenerate, and then off you go. After nailing the first players to score in each of the first 3 games of the divisional playoffs, Cameron Craig had picked Travis Kelce, Dallas Goedert, never heard of him, and Jamar Chase. All he needed was Dalton Schultz to score first in Sunday night's game between Dallas and San Francisco. This clip that I have for you is the actual moment that it happened. When he's camped in front of the damn TV. Audio. Check. Video check.
Dude, I'm gonna be so sick if it's Zeke or somebody else, bro.
Look at him.
Is he in the game?
Yeah, he's
supposed to do, bro. Come on.
He's in the right.
Come on. Please.
On the fake. Prescott rolls.
Oh my God!
shit. So you're like, well, how much did he win? He turned that $5 free bet into over $72,000. My God, $72,795. And he described it as life-changing money. I just won life-changing money. And then right away, the people were like, yeah, whatever. It's because you're a loser. It's life-changing money. It's only $72,000. And he's like, fuck you. He said, for anybody saying that's not life-changing, I no longer have no loans. I have no loans. And I'm debt-free. Life-changing. That's all. Thanks for all the love, everybody else. To illustrate how improbable this was, the article reads, San Francisco had the first crack at scoring, which would have killed this bet on its last leg. Dak Prescott threw a first-quarter interception from his own 21, but Dallas's defense held strong with a short field and forced the Niners to kick a field goal. Schultz scored on the very next Cowboys possession, reaching the end zone before other threats like CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, or even Prescott himself could ruin the parlay. So I guess the dude who caught the touchdown pass, he never catches touchdown passes. That's what made it such a huge payout, because I guess that guy sucks. The first touchdown scorers weren't the only right calls that the guy made, Craig made. The app offered him an early payout of $1,393 because I guess they'll do that, suspecting that, wow, this player has a chance to win this parlay. Let's cut our losses and offer him $1,393 before this big play, and he turned that down. So he was close to getting the parlay. The app says, how about $1,400 for you? And he said, maybe. Craig might have considered the payout if it was a little more, but $1,400 wasn't enough to sway the temptation of winning more than $72,000. The early payout likely would have been more if the initial stake wasn't a free bet, but it still seemed a little skimp, according to him. Wow. That type of shit excites me. I like that. I like that happened. Kenny describes it as that is real life deal or no deal right there. Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. Tyler says, I came really close to taking advantage of one of those risk-free bet promos and stopped myself. I'm terrified of getting into sports gambling. Yeah, that's smart. Some of us aren't that addictive and can just flush that. I can't. That is not me. There have been times, obviously, with the alcoholism where I know my limits. And anything that hits pleasure centers of the brain is a problem for your old pal Eric. Anything that taps into serotonin levels. Problem. Fuck that. Some of you can. Congratulations. Go to MyBookie find MyBookie with your code Zane. By the way, looking at my puppy pile, O'Neill's still there. Bruce looking at Daisy like, what the fuck are you moving for? Just lay down and go to bed. All right. That is crazy, though. That is an incredible amount of money for a free bet and an incredible parlay. I'm happy for the guy. Man. A little bit more of an NFL story for you. CBS at the during the NFL game picked up a fan in the stands supporting their team, the Buffalo Bills. And it led to kind of a funny moment. You know, you'd think that if you scan the crowd for a Bills fan at the stadium, you know, wearing a Stephon Diggs jersey, Josh Allen, you might even go old school, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Cornelius Bennett, Jim Kelly. But not O.J. Simpson. Dude in the crowd, camera pans, just a regular old shot, and this kid is wearing the Juice's jersey. How? It's got to be it. You got to be pranking people if you're wearing the Juice's jersey. Now, there has been a phenomena where people have started to become fans of the Juice more and more. And a lot of that has to do with the People versus O.J. Simpson, the way that was depicted in that docudrama. Young people who weren't around during all of that craziness when it was happening, for some reason, aren't convinced that he killed Nicole and the dude. What's his name? Goldman. Ron? Which one was? I always get them mixed up. The dad and the kid. So there's that. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm not sure. The article says, with the benefit of hindsight, CBS would probably want a do-over. No, you don't want a do-over. This is great. During the third quarter, they scanned the crowd. Simpson played for the Bills from 69 to 77, MVP campaign in 73. Great career, Hall of Fame. A lot of comments. CBS just panned over to a Bills fan wearing an O.J. Simpson jersey. Wild move to wear that to a playoff game. Interestingly enough, Simpson posted a video message in support of the Bills. Now, if you're the Buffalo Bills, you gotta reach out to him and say, look, can you stop supporting us? Is there any way you could knock that shit off? Now, ever since the Juice got out of prison for that incident when he stole the memorabilia or whatever the fuck and got out, he has been just killing it. Like, he hasn't missed a beat. He's never addressed anything about any of his problems. He only just goes on Twitter and says, hello, hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly. And I want to talk about fantasy football. And then he gives his take on he loves fantasy football and he loves supporting the Bills and no one loves him. And okay, but this is a perfect example of fake it till you make it. When everyone hates you, just ignore them and keep doing your own thing. And then people will eventually fall in line. And they have. There are people in this world who love O.J. Simpson. Okay? Just regular people. Like if they saw him on the street, they'd go, Juice! And they get a picture with him. I know I would. I'm not going to lie to you. If I ran into O.J. Simpson, I am going to get a picture with him. I'm not a fan of him. And I think he absolutely murdered those people. But it's water under the bridge. I mean, come on. It's over. We don't, I would absolutely, I'd high five him. I'd hug him. I'd take a picture with him. Oh, it'd be great. Absolutely. Just for the sheer magnitude of me taking a picture with the Juice. No doubt about it. No doubt in my mind that he killed them. No doubt in my mind that I would go up to him and demand Juice, you got to give me a picture. I don't care about the murders anymore. I don't care anymore. No one cares. You're free. I'm all about it. Ryan says, Eric Zane, you said something similar about Cosby's comeback tour. Yes, fuck yes. It is not my fault that this man beat the system, that these men beat the system. I didn't do that. I've done nothing. All I'm doing is taking my picture with legends. All right. So the juice here, look at what he's doing. Audio check, video check. He's starting out this Twitter hey, today's the day. Let's go Bills. Let's go 49ers. Because he used to play for I think he played for the 49ers too at the end of his career. And here he is. He's starting this video. I don't know. I wonder if he runs the camera alone. If he just hits the video and then edits it. But he sets it up, and he's alone. Of course, he always is at his little Bill's Tiki Bar set up here. And he's going to turn around and go, oh, hello, everybody. It's yours truly. And by the way, you cannot get a Simpson 32 jersey on NFL.com. You can only get a jersey that says yours truly on the back. Hello, Twitter world. It's yours truly. I'm here at my Bill's Tiki Bar looking for the real killer.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, I couldn't get back to Buffalo for the game this week, so I've tried to emulate it here in my living room. The problem is my daughter couldn't emulate that beef on wick, for our pregame meal. Well, we got the Bills.
And besides, she hates me since I killed her mother.
Cincinnati, what a game. You know what I mean? Cincinnati is defending AFC champions, and despite all of
his shoes say 32 on them. Look at him.
Talk about their decimated offensive line.
Just like I decimated those carotid arteries when I cut those people's heads off.
Joe Burrow always plays with a decimated offensive line. In college and pro, look what he did last year. He was just 20 yards away from winning that Super Bowl, and I think he's one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Josh Allen also is one of the top 4 quarterbacks. I won't argue if he's the best, but I'll say
I told that bitch Nicole not to argue with me, and look what it got her.
He's the best football player to me in the NFL. My problem is play calling for the Bills. You don't get a 2-digit lead and start slinging the ball all down the field. You start playing smash mouth. That's what
I smashed him mouth a time or two.
Lombardi, Belichick, even Bill Walsh would do. They start playing smash mouth and throwing ball control passes. Something the Bills have not done. They still sling it. They get interceptions and
no one watches these to get insight from the juice. They just watch it to try to find some type of, and he hasn't cracked once in years on any one of these videos. Never once has he fucked up and said and referenced the murders and then acknowledged it in any way. This guy is a legend. He's a great actor.
Last week, they let Miami get back in that game. Hope that doesn't happen this week against this great Cincinnati defense. Then we got the 49ers and the Cowboys. Hey, I don't know what the Cowboys are, but I think the 49ers, along with Philly, are the most talented team in football. The question is, can the most relevant guy today is going to be Mr. Irrelevant in the draft?
You know what was irrelevant for Nicole after I killed her? Blood. Because she didn't have any.
Brock Purdy. If he plays the way he's been playing, hey, I might finally get my 49ers.
My ex-wife wasn't Purdy after I cut her head off.
Buffalo Bills in a Super Bowl against one another. I'm just saying. Hey, guys, go Bills, go Niners. God bless. Take care.
I'll see you in hell. Curious as to what the comments were to the Juice's video. Yeah, it used to be when you would look at the Juice's the comments, everyone was just killing the guy. This person says, Juice, are your Bills ready to play my Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl? You see, every day I see this dude out of jail loosens my faith in the justice system. So, that took 4 or 5 comments before somebody said something. But a lot of these comments now are people that support him. And he has weathered the storm because it used to be just people hating on him. But now he gets plenty of love. Man. Yeah, O.J. Simpson is winning. That is remarkable to me. That is that's more impressive than any of his performances on the football field. That he is a free man and getting people to support him on Twitter. I mean, seriously, he's just ignored the haters and just kept doing. This is a true testament to the American dream. Just put your head down, work hard, ignore the hate, and you can turn it around. O.J. Simpson is now, we can now say, beloved. He is beloved. It is not beyond the realm of possibilities that O.J. Simpson gets a actual mainstream gig doing this. You may think I'm lying. You may think I'm crazy. But I think there is a possibility that he can come back. And I want to see that. I want to see 2 great Buffalo Bills stories. Damar Hamlin and O.J. Simpson coming back. O.J. in the broadcast booth. Damar Hamlin on the football field. Corey says, this is what I'm talking about. He's so goofy now that some people are like, nah, he couldn't kill 2 people. Look at him. Yes, exactly. He's just a dope. Oh, my God. Maureen, not a fan. She wrote, okay, can eat shit and die. It's no surprise that Maureen fat-fingered that and couldn't write OJ. Have you ever been on the live stream with the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, and it's Maureen's turn to talk on the final word? It takes 15 minutes for her to unmute. It's like she's sitting there and she gets close to the screen, and this is what she does. It looks like this. And you just see her hand. You can tell it's trying to touch the screen, and then she gets frustrated. I'm old. I'm old. I don't know shit. What am I doing? Where am I? What's going? This is not working. All right. I just found that fantastic. The juice supporting the team like he does. The guy wearing the O.J. Simpson jersey in the stands. What? Jesus. All right. Here we go. You can start filing your returns as of yesterday. Tag Accounting. Tag Accounting and Tax Services. 616-301-9516. Don't do it yourself. Don't buy TurboTax. Don't go to some other accounting firm. Go to Tag. Mention my name. 616-301-9516. Tag Accounting. 616-301-9516. You will get more money back. You will not struggle getting your taxes done. You will not waste your valuable time getting all your doing it yourself. Call Tag. Get on Tag's radar. That is Troy Kinzer at 616-301-9516. One of his lovely staff will pick up the phone. Say, hello, I listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast, and I want Troy, Tag Accounting, to do my taxes. Now, this is a client of mine, a sponsor, that, anywhere in the U.S., you can utilize Tag's services. No matter where you are, he can help you. He has an online portal that you'll upload your documents to him, and then you're off and running. 616-301-9516. Again, 616-301-9516. 301-9516. Call tag. Don't put this on the back burner because it's going to take you a little time. First of all, you got to show them last year's return so we can get a baseline of you. So this all takes a little time. Then you got to gather up your shit and you got to get it to them. Now, you're not doing the plus and minus and the other math to get it done to do your taxes, and you don't know the tax law, so you shouldn't do it yourself, and there have been changes. There are changes every year. Tag Accounting is aware of all those things, helping to ensure you get your money back fast. 616-301-9516. Call and mention my name. Love A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. If you are in West Michigan, get your furnace tuned up with A&E Heating and Cooling. Trusted source for everything heating and cooling here at the Eric Zane Show Podcast household. And you should see these folks twice a year, once for the furnace, once for the AC. Without that, you could be sitting on a ticking time bomb. And the last thing you want is something to break down at the worst time possible. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. Thank you, A&E Heating and Cooling. Call and mention my name. All right. Your old pal Eric has to go to the boys' room. I will be back for more fun. Don't go anywhere. All right. While in the boys' room, I checked the email and stumbled upon something quite funny that I'm going to share with you. Many years ago, at least 15 years ago, maybe more, the Juice went on some TV talk show and they were like taking phone calls. So you could call up and talk to the Juice while he was on the set of some TV talk show. Thank you, Cole. Cole sent this along. Okay. This is fucking great.
Guys, let's go to Kevin, I believe, in New Jersey. Kevin, what's your question for OJ? Kevin, what's your question for OJ?
Hi, good show, dude. My kid Chris was wondering, do you think it was a bigger feat to break 2,000 yards in one season or slice 2 necks in one night?
Okay. Fuck me. Break 2,000 yards in one season or slice 2 necks in one night.
2 necks in one night.
I'm having a little trouble, Kevin, hearing you.
You see, the Juice, he knows what's up. He knows how to dodge that. The old I can't hear you trick.
All right, Alex is listening to us in Ohio. Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Hey, Alex.
You know, here's why we got to give the Juice credit. He agreed to do this. Now, he knows he's going to get in there. And this is how you rebuild your name. You let people do this. And then just roll with that shit. That is awesome. He loves this.
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad.
Juice, can you hear me, Juice?
Yes, I can hear you, buddy.
Yeah, remember when you played for the 49ers?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you kill Bill Walsh?
Did you kill Bill Walsh? Yeah, now that one's not as good. Bill Walsh is not dead, I don't think, and that's just awful. The first one was great. That was awesome.
This is Steve from Allentown. How you doing?
Not too bad, Steve.
You can tell that this chick here, she's getting annoyed.
It was reported back during the famous chase, that went on in '94.
Yes.
It was reported on CBS 3 here in Philadelphia that by Larry Menti that you were squeezing your helmet.
Oh, shit.
That I was what?
That I was what?
Hey, how are you doing?
Not bad, Brett.
Hey, OJ, I had a question for you. With everything that Michael Vick has been going through and being indicted, I was just wondering if you wanted to meet me on the Jersey Shore to do live.
They cut him off.
Yeah. You're going to get jokers, but that's the great thing.
You're going to get jokers, but that's the great thing. What, is she trying to put a positive spin on this?
There we go. You're going to get jokers, but that's the great thing.
No, I don't mind. I mean, people can say what if it's negative or what, as long as they're serious about the question they're asking.
Yeah, no one's going to be serious.
It's easier to tell a joke, but it don't bother.
Oh my God! If O.J. Simpson wanted to, well, I think he has plenty of money. But if he wanted to do a pay-per-view where you can call and say whatever you want and, you pay per question, he'd make a ton of money, like $1,000 a question. He'd make a quick 100,000. Corey wrote, answer the question, please. Can you imagine if the host did that? Yeah, can you go ahead and answer that question? What was harder? Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. He should do a live reading of his book. Yeah, he wrote that book called If I Did It. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. And that was years ago that he did that. I mean, here we are, decades after, and, he's still him. He still has that same demeanor. He has been very consistent. Jesus. Man, give that guy a job. And, man, he was a hell of a running back, too. Absolutely one of the best. All right. Drama. Police are looking for some guy at who broke into a Joe's Crab Shack. I've never eaten at those places. I hear they're great. This guy, there's surveillance footage of him going in through the window. You can see this is how it unfolded. In the video there. He gets in through the window, and then he's walking around, and then he ended up stealing some booze. And the Fort Myers Police Department, are showing footage of him breaking into the Joe's Crab Shack. He gets in there somehow, and then after there for a period of time, he ends up making off with some liquor. And they're like, all right, this guy broke in. He might be like some homeless dude. Here's another image of him. Not that you're going to find him or anything like that. But they're doing their best to try to bring this guy to justice. And what they're not showing you is as he walked around there, he decided to take a shit. He right in the middle of the floor where like the workers are preparing the food. He's such a fucking scumbag. He felt the need to shit on the floor of Joe's Crab Shack. It's not bad enough that you're such a loser. You break into a restaurant and you steal whatever the fuck, stole multiple items, including alcohol. But he decides that he has to take a shit on the floor. Now, someone has to clean that up. Now, there's a couple of things that come to mind. If you do shit on the floor, your DNA is now on the floor. Your DNA is in the shit. So, I mean, good police work you'd have to get the shit and get a little bit of the shit and test the DNA. And then the reason why you want to do that is to see if it can link up with anyone who may have already been incarcerated in the past, who had their DNA part of their profile. And then you could possibly figure out who this motherfucker is. And then that would really add to the story if his own shit revealed who he was. and got the guy busted. But no doubt some dude probably was, looking for something to either sell to get drugs, or he just needed booze because he's fucking hard up. But my God, to think that you would have a life where you could break in, steal with no remorse, and then the cherry on top is you shit on the floor of the business, and then you then leave the business. You get drunk on the alcohol. You go about your following subsequent days, and you don't feel bad about the fact of what you did is fucking sick. Okay, my God, it's worse than O.J. Simpson, frankly. I mean, everybody knows O.J. Simpson is on the way back after what I told you about. But, oh, my God, what a fucking asshole. And just the whole idea that you walk in as police arrive. I mean, I'm guessing there was an alarm that went off and police showed up, and then they're doing their scan of the place, and they're like, oh, my God, there's a big pile of shit here. Someone shit right on the floor. We think it's the guy. Let's check the tape. Sure enough, at some point. Now, they don't show that here. They don't show him squatting and taking a shit. All they show is just various images of him trying to catch the guy. But my God, fucking A. Get it together, man. It wouldn't have been... You know what? It's really interesting. If you hadn't shit, no one would care about this story. But now, first of all, your face is on camera. If they just said, hey, some guy broke into Joe's Crab Shack and took some things and took a bottle of booze, no one cares. But because the guy shit on the floor, now more people are going to pay attention to the story and could, in fact, get the guy busted. So one way or another, the shit is going to get this guy in trouble. And I love that. All right. Let us go around the radio dial. Oops. Hang on a second. I'm almost ready for you. Let us go around the radio dial. That sounds very pleasant.
We should break down our goals into smaller steps so that we can give ourselves opportunities to feel a sense of accomplishment earlier on and celebrate them.
This is what the average person does when they get into their car. Listen to that. God, I'll never understand who listens to this.
Not be meaningful at all.
Oh, Reverend Steve Harvey.
God has a cosmic blender.
I love this
in
guy.
The universe,
cosmic blender.
And more importantly, in your groaning situation.
This is the time not to run from him, but to run to him. If you run from him to the flesh, to your own selfish human
approach that leaves God out.
This guy is probably a multi-millionaire.
Asking God to help you in a graveyard, in a funeral home. But when you say, Holy Spirit, when you 1,000 years, it's up to you.
In order to get the Holy Spirit, you got to give me all your damn money.
Slay me, yet will I trust you. When you move
to read that, a big red flag and question mark ought to go up in your mind. After the 1,000 years, and he goes out and deceives the nations. What's the question on your mind right now?
There's more religion.
It's on the way.
No idea.
That people know the truth.
What the fuck?
Harder, Brooks and Dunn, June 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
As we continue to face COVID-19
and features. So come on out to the #1 restaurant, best gathering spot in North Muskegon. Easily located at North Muskegon's Four Corners, The Valkyrie.
To tell us how it happened. Those are the facts. Inside Puddle.
Everything, but I'm on it. I'm back from vacation. When somebody saw there, I didn't see it, but people
Michelle
at our
McCormick
hotel saw manatees. They went and did like a viewing thing, and they said
Because no one's saying anything.
If you like football, this is where you want to be.
I like football, and I don't want to be down there getting my head caved in by the 49ers.
He just sounds like some dad at a Little League football game. Like, come on, guys.
You guys got it? Gotta go fight. It ain't gonna be any easier all day. Right? Just go slug it out.
His offensive line is like, all right, man, we're trying. Be less old and run away from their defenders. San Francisco has one of the best defenses in the NFL. Arguably the best.
Here's Brady. Only a three-man rush this time. Going deep. Has Evans wide open. He's got it. Mike Evans, foot race.
Take a suck it out.
Oh, I know what this is. He's playing there's a clip going around of Tom Brady a few weeks ago taking on San Francisco, and he was mic'd up. And it's going the rounds because they got their asses kicked, and he sounded really defeated at the end of it.
Family back.
Can hold me up. Now, of course,
God, we got a lot of religion here.
Hold me up.
To protect yourself and those at highest.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Y'all give it up and show your love for your another spring. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. More Rick Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Yeah.
It's the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Easy ride.
Cabins are moving fast for the time.
Second pair of glasses when you use insurance.
Can and can't go viral.
This is pudding.
In fact, I'm on TikTok. I don't ask people. I'll tell you to join it. If you're there, you can find me there. But there are a lot of people that have a problem with TikTok because it's a Chinese app. It's an app from China. They're taking a lot of our data and things like that. So be very careful about that if you're going to use it. But they have now confirmed that there is a button where they can heat up. They call it heating, the heating button. They can heat up content and make it go viral, and then I believe they can also do the same, vice versa. Cool.
But you can bored already. This was not a good edition of Around the Radio Dial. It was quite boring. We welcome in Solid Poncho. Solid Poncho just started following the other day. Says hello. First time chat. Everybody be nice to him. Sure a nice soul. What is your history? Tell me how you discovered the Eric Zane Show podcast. When did you first hear me? Was it BBL? Was it Free Beer and Hot Wings? Was it none of those things? Was it through Who Are These Podcasts? Tell me how you. Was it through Compound Media? What was it? I suggest you ignore Corey. He's a pain in the ass. Chronic mayhem. Solid Poncho indicates back in 2012 on Free Beer and Hot Wings. How did you discover the podcast? Solid Poncho. Take me through this. It's been 4 years. And I want to know how you found the podcast. That's my. I have two questions for you. How did you discover the podcast, and how long ago? I guess that's two questions. And then the third question: do you still listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings? And if you do, tell me what you think of that show now. I want to know those things. I'm interested. I'm interested in your story. Please share it. All right. And while you do that, I will continue on. I don't have a lot of time left. I usually go 2 hours. And it just flies by because I have so much fun doing this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Keeping in mind that you want to see puppies. Bruce, Big Stretch, Daisy, those two butt to butt. Love that. Meanwhile, this is just incredible. This is actually going to make Aram happy because Aram is the one who's like anti-hunting, known as Antelope Rider. Before I get to that story, Solid Poncho writes, I don't, not since the Joe situation. But I found the podcast on YouTube first, and I saw you had a Twitch. Oh, there you go. I appreciate you. Thank you. The audio podcast is also available on demand, if you don't know that. Wherever you download shows, just search my name. Aram's one of these, what if the deer had guns, guys? So he'll be like, well, this is karma. This is karma. A guy in Kansas was in his truck. He's a hunter. In the truck, he had his hunting gear and a rifle in the back seat. The guy is dead. The gun was fired and it killed him. Police get on the scene, and in the vehicle is the guy in the car, in the truck, and they see that he's been shot and he is, in fact, deceased. And there's another living thing in the front seat with him. It's his dog. The dog stepped on the rifle, firing the weapon, causing it to discharge, and the bullet hit the guy and killed him. A canine belonging to the owner of the pickup stepped on the rifle, causing the weapon to discharge, the sheriff's office said. The round struck him. The guy died on the scene. The name of the guy has not been released. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. You know, I think it's pretty much standard knowledge that even if you're traveling in the vehicle and the dog isn't there, you should have the weapon in a secure spot, one that in case there's any type of issue, if it does discharge, you don't want it pointing at you at any one point. Never have a weapon pointed at something that you don't want shot. That's like the first thing they teach you. So the fact that he was in the vehicle with the weapon pointed at him, and then the dog's like, oh, yeah, you know how fucking dogs are. They're always bouncing around from the front to the back, putting their fucking paws on the dash, going down in the floor, trying to get where the pedals are, being a pain in the ass. And sure enough, steps on the fucking thing. Boom, guy gets shot. Well, what's remarkable, though, is how did he have it in the vehicle? Was it like, is there one of those center consoles in the truck and the gun was propped and the barrel was aimed like right at his fucking face? Because if it was like a bench seat laying there, it would be aimed at his legs or something. I cannot for the life of me figure out how he could have done something so stupid. Wow. Jesus, that is just ridiculous. How did that even happen? Linda says if they can prove the dog hated him, it should be first-degree murder. It's a pretty bad joke. That's pretty terrible. In fact, I feel bad. I wish I could ban myself for reading it. Cole writes, so the gun was just sitting on the seat, chambered with the safety off. This guy won't be missed by anyone. Yeah, I tend to agree. That sounds terrible. Aram says, that's crazy. I hope I don't do something like that with my pistols. No, you're a very thoughtful person. You would never dream of that. When you're storing it, it would probably be pointed in an appropriate direction, or you might have it on your person. I mean, but my God, what a fucking idiot. All right. Thank you to my friends at Blue Frost IT for being a key sponsor of the show. If you have any computer issues or you want to upgrade your small or medium-sized business or hire a managed IT service provider, that's who you call. Blue Frost IT at 616-200-8550. Test drive a new Honda Pilot. The 2023 is ridiculous. I love that thing. Test drive one at Sarah Honda Granville, Michigan's #1 Honda volume dealer is Sarah Honda Granville, located on Kennewa, just north of 44th Street. Online at sarahhondagranville.com. Hello to my friends at M37 Hackers, right on M37 in Middleville, Michigan. You can't miss them. Go see my friends at M37 Hackers, the newest golf simulation headquarters. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much to them. M37 Hackers, with their golf simulators, you can absolutely improve your golf game. The fact that you can swing the club, you hit the ball, you see how horribly you hooked it, you hit replay, and it shows your club head a close-up of how you're hitting the ball. Rent a golf simulator bay for $40 an hour. If you go to X Golf, it's $60 plus the extras. Not so at M37 Hackers. Ask about a membership for a whole year. You get reduced fees for those rentals. You can enter all their tournaments. You can win prizes. It's awesome. M37 Hackers. Reach out to them and check them out on Facebook. Finally, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage invites you to call upon them. You know you can get a 15-year fixed mortgage for about 5.5% right now. That's great. If you get a 30-year fixed, you're up near 7%. 5.5% on a 15-year fixed mortgage. You can get money out of your home. You can get your first mortgage. You can get your 10th mortgage from anywhere in the U.S. with the exception of South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. With the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035. Call today, 231-332-6505. All right. Who is your asshole of the day? This might be difficult. I don't know if there's anyone worthy of being an asshole. I got one off the top of my head. Not Tucker Carlson. No, I love that he continues to, talk about woke shit. That's great. We need more of that. So no, not Tucker, not Puddin', not OJ even. But I do have somebody in mind. The asshole of the day is brought to you by TC Paintball. And today it is the Joe's Crab Shack Shitter. Your asshole of the day. Congratulations. Hopefully they'll catch him. What the fuck? You can't even just get robbed these days. They got to rob you and then take a shit on the floor. Fuck. Unbelievable. Okay. Thank you. That is my time. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be on Patreon with you in just a little bit. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never really thought about tools until I bought a house in the suburbs. It's like this weird homeowner test if I need a tool for a project and don't have it. And my neighbor Ted loves to give me that look when I ask to borrow a pole saw. A year ago, I didn't even know pole saws existed. And now I gotta borrow one from Ted? What is happening?
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers.